नमो भवाय च रुद्राय च नमः शर्वाय च पशुपतये च नमो नीलग्रीवाय च सितिकण्ठाय च नमः कपर्दिने च व्युक्तकेशाय च नमः सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्वने च नमो गिरिशाय च शिपिविष्टाय च नमो नीरुष्टमाय च सुमते च नमो ह्रस्वाय च वामनाय च नमो बृहते च वत्सीयसे च नमो वृद्धाय च संवृद्धने च नमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय च नमः आशवे च जिराय च नमः शीघ्रियाय च शीभ्याय च नमः ऊर्ण्याय च वस्वन्याय च नमः श्रोतस्याय च दीप्याय च ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. We are studying the 5th Anuvakam, and in this Anuvakam last time we completed until which place where we start? Midustamaya cha Ishumate cha. That's where we stopped the meaning. And then the rest of the Anuvakam is Hrasvaya cha Vamanaya cha. Hrasva means short. And Vamana means dwarf. Short and dwarf, they're not the same, right? Yes. Then next mantra is very beautifully follows. Bruhate cha varshiyase cha. Bruhat means most grandiose. Bruhat means magnanimous. Bruhat. Varshiyase cha means the one who showers. Very appropriate right now. All the time showering grace. Varshiyase cha. So, how these two mantras, there is a significance, there is a relationship between the two. 5 foot 3 inches, that's all the height is. Who is that? Swami. Yes. 5 foot 3 inches, short. Hrasvacha. And in the context of the Vamana Avatara, remember the story of Vamana? Hello? Yeah, you all had breakfast? Good? Huh? Okay. Huh? Whole night cricket? Did they win? Still going. Oh, that's why you are not able to answer the questions. Oh, okay. Huh? Oh, that's why we have less number of devotees also. Oh, yes, yeah. Or they're all doing two things, picture in picture, one Rudram study, the other cricket match going on, so that they can get the best of... Oh, they are saying Rudram so India can win. Yeah, so anyway, so Vamana means, you know the story of the Vamana, right? Yeah? Yes? Yeah. And in the story of the Vamana, was he really dwarf? No, he went as a dwarf Brahmin boy just so that he looked so unassumingly humble. That's the bottom line. God is exactly like that. 5 foot 3 inches. How can this person be? For us, God has to be like a Superman. Big guy, very powerful, all that stuff. But what in the context of the God that we see now in Baba, he is only 5 foot 3 inches. He is not like a Superman, 6 foot 5 inches, heavy built and all that stuff. In fact, in Telugu there is a saying, Pottivadu Gattivadu. The shorter the person, the stronger the person is. Because they, you know why? There is a scientific reason for that. Huh? There is a scientific reason for that. The huge dinosaurs, they did not live too long, did they? Yeah. And the small turtles, or even the big turtles, they live the longest. I think I explained this to you in one of the Veda classes. Didn't I? No? There is a direct relationship between the amount of oxygen you consume and to your lifespan. In fact, even though they call oxygen as the life breath, it's actually the deadly poison. Because of oxygen only the body decays. The more you breathe, the more heavily you breathe, the shorter you live. Example is, one of the animals, 1 year of a human is equal to 7 of? Hello, come on, you guys are, Dog, yeah, dog years. 1 year of a human being is 7 years of a dog year. Why? They breathe very heavily. And the less you breathe, the more control you have on your breath, the longer you live. That is why it's called Ayurveda. Pottivadu, Gattivadu means the reason why the shortest people, they utilize much less oxygen for their body. And they are able to live longer. The big the body is, the heavy the breath. The heavier the breath, the shorter you live. And but in this mantra what he's saying is, Hrasvayacha, even though he was very like dwarf, very unassumingly humble, when this dwarf fellow went in front of the great king, what did he ask for? He asked, what do you want? What did the dwarf guy ask for? 3 feet land. So what did the king think? 3 feet of a dwarf, how much it is? 3 steps of the dwarf, right? It's very small. He said, oh, 3 feet. Come on, is that what all you want? That is nothing. Shouldn't you ask more? No, 3 feet is 3 steps are enough. What did he do? The first foot, what happened in the description is very beautiful. He was wearing an umbrella. So, and he started growing and growing and growing. When he was growing and growing and growing, it appeared as if first the sun above him was like an umbrella. That's how he looked. It is described in Bhagavatam how this dwarf grows. And then he was growing even bigger and bigger and bigger. It appeared as if the sun was just a gem in his necklace of the throat. That's how the sun appeared. Are you able to? Because how can you describe, see how beautiful the description is. How can you describe this magnanimous growth of this dwarf into a huge person? Then what happened as the king was watching, first it appeared the sun was like a umbrella on his top. Then as he was growing and growing and growing, then the sun appeared as if it was a gem around his neck. Then he started growing and growing and growing and growing, as it appeared as if the sun became just a point in his navel cavity. He was growing and growing and growing and growing. The sun became his footstool. That's how much he has grown. And when that is what? Bruhatecha. Yes.
How would the king be able to see this and the Brahma grow?
Yeah.
If the sun is so bright, if he looks up, he can't see because of the light.
No, he's describing in the proportions, right? He's describing that's how much he has grown. It is impossible, it is incredible to even imagine how big. Bruhat means that. Harasva followed by Bruhat means appeared to be dwarf, unassumingly nothing. And this unassumingly nothing became Bruhat. So one step was enough to cover the entire earth. 1 foot was enough to cover the entire earth. And when he took the next step up, it was enough to cover the entire sky. Then one more step was left. Then he asked, what should I do with the third one? What did the king choose to say? Put it on my head. And then when he did that, the God was very pleased with his incredible, magnanimous ability to give to even God. Huh? For the first time in the history, maybe for the last time also, God's hand was below the king's hand, because he had to put, the person that is taking, they put their hand like this. The person that is giving puts the hand like that. So whose hand is on the top? The king's hand was on the top. Karna gave, yeah. But this one is even more magnanimous than that. This one is like the God went unassumingly. There Krishna, he knows already he was God. But here, he didn't know, without knowing that this fellow was God. But actually the Guru tells him, hey, watch out, the guy that came is not ordinary. He is not a dwarf. He is the king of all the kings. Be careful. But when he was warned like that, he said, doesn't matter. Once I make a promise, and that's the reason why today also in Kerala they celebrate a festival for this incredible gesture of this king, Bali Chakravarti. It's the Onam festival. And so when he took the Danam, the Vamana, then it was his time to shower grace on him. Bruhatecha Varshiyasecha. What did he shower on him? He showered on him the utmost grace that no devotee actually got in the history. Bali Chakravarti got. He said, for ages and ages, you will be protected in this different lokam and you will attain salvation. And in his clan, in Bali Chakravarti's clan, was born Prahlada. Prahlada was the great-grandfather of Bali Chakravarti. You understand? Prahlada, next was Hiranyakashipu. Prahlada, after Prahlada's son is Bali Chakravarti. Okay? So, because this great shower that the Danavas got, right? But God is always aligned. You can ask the question now, why is it that God has to be so biased against all these demons, right? Why is he so biased for the gods? And there is now, that's a different story. I can't go into that. The context of this mantra is Hrasvayacha, short, Vamanayacha, dwarf, Bruhatecha, magnanimous, Varshiyasecha, showering grace. This is mythologically the story related to that is this Bali Chakravarti and Vamana's story. How does it relate to us? Is the next question. How does it relate to us spiritually? How do we relate to this?
If we are willing to put our head under his feet, he is willing to shower his grace.
Exactly. The only place you want to have your head under his feet. This is the utmost grace. It is not, God doesn't usually give his foot to be put on the head of anybody. That's called Shaktipata. If a guru puts his foot on your head, there is nothing like that. There is no other grace more than that. First of all, to touch his feet is difficult. To hold his feet is even more difficult. To get his foot on your head, that's the most supreme grace. Varshiyasecha means that. The grace that nobody has gotten. Sakshat, God's foot was on the head of Bali Chakravarti. When that happens, what happened? His ego got extinguished. Also the other lesson for us is, there are so many people, great souls that are incredibly unassuming, full of love. We look at them and we think, how can this person be God? How can this person be this? How can this person be that? We judge based on the external appearance. When we stop judging the people on the external appearance, then God comes to you in many forms. Never assume that God has to come with all this incredible kirita, shanka, chakra, all this kind of stuff, with all the paraphernalia. He will not choose to give you a darshan like that. because of your state of existence. And the trap is that only. Even today, many people are fallen into this Maya. How can this Sai Baba be, God? Such small guy. Huh? And then the other type of judgments. How can God go in a car? How can God have all these physical problems? It's nothing to do with what the physical body is. God is beyond the physical form that we attribute Him to. That is what this mantra is actually saying. Hrasvaya cha, Vamanaya cha, Bruhate cha, Varshiyase cha. When we start actually looking at God in a different context, then He becomes abundant. Bruhat means abundance, unlimited. When we connect to Him, everything is in abundance. You have no idea what time is in abundance, energy is in abundance, wealth is in abundance, health is in abundance. Everything is in abundance only. In fact, you don't need to go ask anybody anything. Everything is happening because of His grace only. Huh? And Varshiya Secha means that you don't need to read books to connect to anything. You don't need to do anything. Because you know that. By knowing which, you know everything. Huh? Instead, what we are trying to do is to connect to the mind. Yesterday, Karunamayi was very beautifully, she was giving discourses yesterday. 2 days spending with her was phenomenal. And such unassuming, incredible personalities, these great souls. She was saying the weakest mind, the mind has to become weak and weak and weak and weak. Now, this is very contrary to what we hear in the society. We say he is a very strong-minded person. To think of a weak mind is actually against our belief. For us it is weak. Mind is something that is bad. You understand? But what she was saying is to really understand divinity, your mind should become weak. Then the heart takes over. Huh? For this Hrasva guy, the Vamana, or the Hrasva, the strongest muscle in the body is the heart. Okay? For the big guys, the strongest muscles are elsewhere. They are weak in heart. Strong mind leads to weak heart. Strong heart weakens the mind. Why? Because now no more, you don't fall into all this trap. You don't live for addressing perceptions of others. You live for who you are and you live that life. You don't live for anybody else. 99% of the people are living for others. The houses we buy, the cars we get, the iPhones we buy, the iPads we go after. If one guy gets it, the other guy wants to get it. Huh? One guy has it, the other guy has it. He has so much gold, I should have so much gold. He has so many houses. This has become, this is the actually the weakness of the heart. When the heart takes, sorry, the mic falls. Sorry, this one is unstable a little bit, but that's okay. So, the context of the strong heart leads to weak mind means when the heart is strong, the desires actually go away. They subside. And then when the heart is strong, you experience the divinity a lot more because it is the same heart that is connecting the every individual being. That's the sacred the sacred heart. And the sacred heart is the one, it says Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha. Swami says it very beautifully in a discourse. He says Sahasra Sirsha, infinite number of heads. Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha. Sahasraksha, infinite number of eyes. Sahasra Pat, infinite number of feet or limbs. But heart is only one. Rest are infinite. Heart is only one. So that's why Swami is saying the language of the heart. Why is he saying the language of the heart? Because that is the sacred heart. And this is what Jesus listened to. He listened to the language of the heart. I was in this place, a beautiful church called Sacré-Cœur in Paris. And when you go to this church in Paris, the entire roof is incredible picture of, incredible painting of Jesus and Mother Mary next to him on this side. And he puts his hands like this. And on this side, Mother Mary's heart and the Jesus heart, they are both connected by radiation. I was asking the priest there, what's the significance of this particular church? Then they said, Jesus, before he was crucifixed, he was in a dilemma whether he could undergo all the pain and the suffering that will be inflicted upon him the day after, when the soldiers were coming. He goes into this garden and he has a conversation with the Father. And then it is said that he had to go through this. Can you imagine? Tomorrow if somebody tells you, forget about suffering and all that. Tomorrow somebody says, you have a problem, we need to do a surgery on you without anesthesia. How many of us will go for it? Even doctors won't do it, right? And Jesus knew exactly what's going to happen the day after. Can you imagine big nails getting put onto your feet with hammers and onto your hands and all this? You cannot even comprehend the suffering that Jesus has undertaken upon his body. So, but when he connected to the heart, the Sacré-Cœur, sacred heart, that's what it means in French, sacred heart, then he was given this will. He accepted the will of the God, and then the pain automatically vanished, and he was not connected to the pain anymore because he was connected to the heart. And all the pain that was inflicted upon the body was to bring back the cosmic imbalance of the karma. That's what he went through. Now, how can we not worship somebody that has taken that much of burden upon themselves? How can we not worship that person? He is God himself. Now that's when he said, my Father and I are one. That means Sacré-Cœur. Now if you look at Mother Mary, how much more, can you even imagine what Mother Mary's situation was? Incredible. This is the divinity just in front of our history, in front of us as divinity. Varshiya Secha means the one who is not only abundant but unconditionally gives, unconditionally, without any expectation. Doesn't have to even matter. Swami doesn't care whether you are a devotee of his name or a devotee of, because that's not what is. Yesterday even Karunamayi Mata was saying, I am not here to tell you to follow me as God or anything. Exactly what Swami says only. No question. She's saying, I am not here to change your guru and all that. Whoever is your guru, just follow your guru. I am only here to share my love with you. That's all. It's really as simple as that. But yet we are caught up in this Maya. This Maya that we are caught up is, we associate people with who they appear to be, but not who they actually are. It doesn't mean that there is no there is no injustice or anything around us. That's not what I am trying to say. That all exists, but that does not matter. Never mind.
Adit says a very nice saying from his school: don't judge a book by its cover.
Oh yeah? Yes. This was the school you went to in the past life. Okay. He's like right now thinking about who is winning the game. No? Adit? Or Holi. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, Holi is a very beautiful, today is the holy day. Bruhatecha Varshiyasecha Vruddhayacha Samruddhanecha Vruddha means actually, literal interpretation is Vruddha means old or aged. But actually Vruddhi means growth. Vruddhi means growth. Samvruddha means actually it is in beyond measure. Samvruddha grows together. So Vruddha also means wise. Usually older people are wise, generally speaking. Don't take it literally. Generally speaking, they are wise. Wiser because they have more experience in life. But that doesn't mean that they are always wise also. Because you have to be careful, not in judging them, but making sure that we learn from them. Have an opportunity to learn from them. Vruddhaya cha samvruddhane cha. Sam means together, growing together. You grow spiritually. How does it apply to us again? We grow spiritually, it is vruddhi. Samvruddhi means we grow together, all together grow, that is samvruddhi. So in the presence of the divinity, like Bhagavan, there is individual transformation, there is association transformation, and there is collective transformation. And this transformation happens at multiple levels, at individual level, at family level, at community level, and at country level. Every place it is, that's the expansion consciousness. Samvruddhi means expansion consciousness. Vruddhi means individual consciousness. At some point you have to ask the question, if you only have all the wealth to you, all the wisdom to you, and you don't share it with anyone, it's wasted grace. It's wasted grace. When God wills, we go and share whatever, even that is His will only. Otherwise it doesn't happen. When the time comes and He says, yes, it is time, because how many years Swami said, don't put my name out, don't do this, don't do that. He didn't want any marketing, advertisement, nothing like that. After many years, now only we started seeing this radio sai and all these things, which are tools that are at least at a minimal level. They cannot even do justice to what Swami actually is. But his incredible humility is nothing like. I mean, just imagine for a split second, Swami chooses to tour the world. How many devotees are praying to him, Swami, come to America, Swami, come to Singapore, we'll have this, why is saying, what is saying? The sugar does not go to ants. Ants go to the sugar. He's not interested in any of that stuff. Why? He is abundance himself. Why he has to go do marketing and all that stuff? But we as his instruments, it is our job to live the life so that through us, his mission gets accomplished. That's why he says expansion is my life. My life is my message, expansion is. Samvruddhi means expansion. Togetherness. Together expanding and collectively. Then there is a shift in this Anuvakam to the next level. Agriyacha Pradhamayacha. Agriyacha, the one who existed before creation. Pradhamayacha, the first one to be existing after creation. That's natural, no? If you existed before creation, you will be the first one after creation, right? But what this is saying, the inner significance of this is God is beyond, which is time. There is no time bound to the divinity. Agriyacha Pradhamayacha. Because He is the time, He is the time for the time, He is beyond the time, He is the one that is destroying the arrogance of the time, and by doing so, He is immortal. This is all 108 names of Shirdi Sai Baba. Om Sri Sai Kalaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Kala Kalaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Kala Titaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Kaladarpadamanaaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Mrityunjayaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Amartyaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Matya Bhayapradaya Namaha. This is Shirdi Sai 108 names. Sai is beyond time. That's why when he was in, when one time he was giving discourse, Swami, August 15th in Kulwant Hall, Professor Anil Kumar was asking him, Swami, how do we understand about time? He said, this is the same Maya that Arjuna fell into. When he said, I existed before Surya, he said, how come? Come on, buddy. You look only 15 years older to me. How can you exist before even the sun existed? That's what he asked Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, right? And therefore, Krishna smiled and he said, oh, you are thinking that my timing is associated with this body. If it is associated with the body, how can he talk to the people whose great-grandfathers were Shirdi Baba devotees? Swami there was a Chotubai Desai. He was standing in the line in Indian Institute of Science to take the darshan of Swami. Swami happened to visit Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore at that time. Bhagavantam Garu was the director at that time. So Swami comes out and he goes to this Chotubai Desai. Oh, how are the coins I gave you? Yeah, what coins? I'm seeing you first time, no? What are you talking about? Oh, your great-grandfather? He was alive and he brought you a small boy. You all came in a cart to Shirdi. At that time I gave you 2 coins. How are those coins? Where are those coins? He was totally shocked. So many experiences of people like Swami would just talk to people as if they were in Shirdi time. And when he saw Peddabottu, the lady, you should read her biography. Incredible what kind of experiences she had with Shirdi Baba. She was a small girl. And when he first met, Swami was a small boy, young boy at that time. And then he asked her, do you remember I fed you the roti one time? She was like, wow, that was not you, that was Shirdi Baba. I said, yes. Smile, that's all. So, Agriyayacha, Pradhamayacha, Ashavecha, Ajirayacha. Ashavecha means the one who is omnipresent. Ashavecha. Ajirayacha means the one. Ajirayacha means, Jira means moving. Ajirayacha means the one who cannot be defeated in the movement. So fast. Incredibly fast. Incredibly fast. Now I can...
That's why he's beyond time.
Yeah. He is even beyond the speed of light. That's what it is. So one is time, the other is light. The speed with which the light travels is even faster than that. And there are accounts of people experiencing this with Swami. And if you have watched those recent videos the students have put on Radio Sai when he was a young boy, right? Also if you have read Anyatha Saranam Nasti, those books, how Bhagavan used to will be playing with them on the sand. Suddenly he will disappear and he is on the top of the mountain. They are all wondering what happened to Swami. They are looking around. He is on the top. Hey, look, I am here. How did he get there? He is incredible. You cannot even, just like Krishna, the same thing. Context of the speed with which he moves is unimaginable. And it's nothing to do with the body, right? It's nothing to do with the mind, beyond time and the space. And Ajirayacha, Sighriyayacha, Sibhyayacha. Sighriyayacha. Sighra means again movement. Movement associated with gravity. That is associated with waters. Sigramavanga, you say no? Sigram, Sighriyayacha. Sighriyayacha. That is fast moving streams. Fast moving streams, the fastness is created by the gravity. And here, how do we relate to that in the context of Bhagavan is, he is always coming down to the level of the devotee. When he does that, it is Sigram. He is coming, his grace is flowing from higher level to the lower level, right? We are in the receiving end. The lower and the lower we are, and in surrender, the faster and faster he will come down to you. Look at the context of that Gajendra. Sigramavango. He will come very fast. Sighriyayacha. Sibhyayacha. Sibhyayacha means still waters. Now you understand this. Every mantra is like, I feel sometimes very sad that there is so much to share, but I know you are already learning Rudram for so long. I also feel, when is he going to finish this? And for that I have to curtail my enthusiasm to explain all these things. Every one of them, Sibhyayacha. Now, this is the incredible thing. The context of surrender brings God down too, and in the context of that surrender, we are still. That's why Jesus says, be still and know. Sibhyayacha means still waters, incredibly no thought. He is with the people that are still. He is with the people that are completely dasoham, surrender. Surrender is lower, right? We become low and low and low and low and humble, and then he flows like water flows towards the direction of the gravity, right? And the water is not flowing too. It is completely still. And in that still waters, the thoughtless mind, God is completely reflecting. Full reflection. And you can notice that in actually Lakshman Jula and Rishikesh and Haridwar. You can actually notice Sigriyacha, Sibhyayacha, Urmyayacha, Vaswanyacha. All these mantras can be noticed with one beautiful river, Ganges, in India. And the Ganges, when the waters come from all the Himalayas at the area of Lakshman Jula, it's just like still water. No movement of Ganges. And it is most concentrated in all the herbs at that point. So if you have any skin diseases, you go there, take a dip and get up. People with faith that do that, they are cured of all the psoriasis, all kinds of skin diseases. Because all the herbal medicines are coming from Himalayas, they are all concentrated in that still water. Then it starts flowing down. At Rishikesh, it is a little more gushing water. At Haridwar, oh my God, put your feet, you are washed away. It's like going like such high speed, incredible. Same river, within the span of 20-30 kilometers, you can see from Sigriyacha, Sibhyayacha, Urmyayacha, Vaswanyacha, everything you can see. God is exactly like that. Different people at different levels. Some people completely still. You can call them jnanis or whatever you may want to call them. Some people completely dasas. Their entire life is actually doing service to God. Like Vishnu Chitta, Periyalvar. Some people like Samartha Das, emulating God. So much so that he said, I am Rama, I will live like Rama. And he used to be like Rama. Completely dark complexion, put a nama, and then when he was going outside, he will carry a bow and arrow. Remember the story? Then Samartha Ramdas, again as I was telling you, Samartha Ramdas, when he was carrying like that, some people challenged, hey, how come you are dressed like Rama? Can you do, and you are carrying a bow and all, can you shoot like Rama does? Yes, he said, yes, I can. And then what happened? There was a bird flying, and then bunch of birds flying. He said, shoot the one right in that center. Takes the arrow, closes his eyes and shoots, the bird falls down. Then immediately one guy comes, how come you are so unkind? You shot a bird, and you killed the bird. You are such a unkind person. Then he went there, sat in front of the bird, started chanting, Rama, 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 Rama. The bird gets life and it flies away. Samartha Ramdas. See how many different types of devotees, how many different, in every one of them God is present. That is the meaning of this beautiful Anuvakam. Sigriyacha, fast moving people. Fast moving because they cannot sit still at one place. Like me. Get bored very easily. Fidgety they call it. Because constantly the mind is moving, they are moving with the mind. But if the mind moves fast, and when you tie it to the name of the God, it's incredible. It can connect to God. Sigriyacha. Sibhyayacha. Great waters. Sibhyayacha. Urmyayacha. fast tides. Vasvanyaya cha, still waters. Sigriyaya cha, Sibhyaya cha, great waters. Urmyaya cha is fast tides. Vasvanyaya cha is still waters. Then Srotasyaya cha, right? Correct? Yeah. Sigriyaya cha, Sibhyaya cha, Urmyaya cha, Vasvanyaya cha, Srotasyaya cha, Dvipyaya cha. Srotasyaya cha means rivulets. Now Dvipyaya cha means islands, isolated. These are all different types of devotees you can imagine. Rivulets means small. He is in rivulets means, now you can imagine like great Niagara Falls, Amazon, great waters. So it's like, it is again, the point of this is that you cannot judge anybody based on their own path. In fact, we are nobody to do that. They have their own connection to God. It does not matter that everybody has to follow. If everybody follows the same thing, if everybody speaks truth, like Harishchandra, we cannot appreciate truth really, isn't it? Correct? So therefore God has to, for us to appreciate what are the Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema and Ahimsa, sometimes He has to create this paradox. Otherwise we can't metric ourselves. We don't know whether we are growing or not. So that is also Bhagavan's Leela only. Right? So Sigriyaya cha, Sibhyaya cha, Urmyaya cha, Vasvanyaya cha, Nama Srotasyaya cha, Dvipyaya cha. That's this in fifth Anuvakam, how it connects from the grandiousness of God as evolving and dissolving, Bhavaya cha, Rudraya cha, to all the way to how His grace flows in different aspects of our connectivity to Him in many different ways. And this in the context of this Anuvakam, the next Anuvakam also, Jesthaya cha, Kanisthaya cha, that's the next sixth Anuvakam. And let's first chant this Anuvakam and then I'll start the next Anuvakam. Namo Bhavaya cha Rudraya cha Namah Sarvaya cha Pashupataye cha Namah Nilaggrivaya cha Sitikanthaya cha Namah Kapadine cha Vyuktakeshaya cha Namah Sahasrakshaya cha Shatadhanvane cha Namo Girishaya cha Shivivishthaya cha Namo Nirushtamaya Sheshumate cha Namo Vasvaya cha Vamanaya cha Namo Brahate cha Varshiyase cha Namo Vriddhaya cha Samvriddhvane cha Namo Agriyaya cha Pradhamaya cha Namo Ashave Jiraya cha Namah Shigriyaya cha Shibhyaya cha Namah Urmyaya cha Vasvanyaya cha Namah Srotasyaya cha Dvipyaya cha Namo Jesthaya cha Namo Jesthaya cha Namo Kanisthaya cha Kanisthaya cha Kanisthaya cha Namo Jesthaya cha Kanisthaya cha Namo Jesthaya cha Kanisthaya cha Namah Namo Jesthaya cha Kanisthaya cha Namah Purvajaya cha Parajaya cha Namah Purvajaya cha Parajaya cha Namah Purvajaya cha नमो मध्यमाय चापगल्भाय च
नमो मध्यमाय चापगल्भाय च नमो मध्यमाय चापगल्भाय च
नमो जघन्याय च वृद्धियाय च
नमो जगन्याय च बुद्धियाय च नमो जगन्याय च बुद्धियाय च
नमः सोऽभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च
नमः सोऽभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमः सोऽभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च
नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च
नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च
नमः उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च
नमः उर्वर्याय च कल्याय च नमः उर्वर्याय च कल्याय च
नमः श्लोक्याय चावसान्याय च
नमः श्लोक्याय चावसान्याय च नमः श्लोक्याय चावसान्याय च
नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च
नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च
नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च
नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च
नमः आशुषेणाय चाशुरथाय च
नमः आशुषेणाय चाशुरथाय च नमः आशुषेणाय चाशुरथाय च
नमः शूराय च वभिन्दते च
नमः शूराय च वभिन्दते च नमः शूराय च वभिन्दते च
नमः शूराय च वभिन्दते च
नमः शूराय च वभिन्दते च नमः शूराय च
वभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिणे च वरुधिने च
नमो वर्मिणे च वरुदिने च नमो वर्मिणे च वरुदिने च
नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च
नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च
नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च
नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च
Do you want to chant or shall I repeat one more time? Huh? One more time? Okay. Namo ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च
नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च
नमः पूर्वजाय च परजाय च
नमः पूर्वजाय च परजाय च नमः पूर्वजाय च परजाय च
नमो मध्यमाय चापगल्भाय च
नमो मध्यमाय चापगल्भाय च नमो मध्यमाय चापगल्भाय च
नमो जघन्याय च बुद्धियाय च
नमो जगन्याय च बुद्धियाय च नमो जगन्याय च बुद्धियाय च
नमो जघन्याय च बुद्धियाय च
नमो जगन्याय च बुद्धियाय च नमो जगन्याय च बुद्धियाय च
नमः सोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च
नमः सोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमः सोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च
नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च
नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च
नमवुर्वर्याय च खल्याय च
नमः पूर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नमः पूर्वर्याय च खल्याय च
नमः श्लोक्याय च वसान्याय च
नमः श्लोक्याय च वसान्याय च नमः श्लोक्याय च वसान्याय च
नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च
नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च
नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च
नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च
नमः आशुषेणाय चाशुरधाय च
नमः आशुषेणाय चाशुरधाय च नमः आशुषेणाय चाशुरधाय च
नमः शूराय चावभिन्दते च
नमः शूराय चावभिन्दते च नमः शूराय चावभिन्दते च
नमः शूराय चावभिन्दते च
नमः शूराय चावभिन्दते च नमः शूराय चावभिन्दते च
नमो वर्मिणे च वरूधिने च
नमो वर्मिणे च वरूधिने च नमो वर्मिणे च वरूधिने च
नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च
नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च
नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च
नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च
Let's chant. Do we have SSC today?
I just had a request if we could continue. It's up to the children if they can sit on it. If
You have to leave?
No, we were just asking whether we could continue this as an SSC too. It's a good, you're getting a lot of stories for the children.
Yeah, because there's not many children today and teachers are also missing in action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only few.
Only. So let's continue this class. That would be nice. Huh? Okay. You want a break? Or let's chant this and then we'll take a break 5 minutes and then come back to continue this Anuvakam. Yeah. Well, let's take a break. Okay? 5 minutes break and then come back. And for those who are online, it's time for you to catch up with your cricket match. And can you please, you can chat with me and send the score on my SMS 530-383-4841. Thank you.